Hey, you guys, you're in the final stage for CS, and this document really is just to help you wrap all the details, which are really important when you're submitting final work to be evaluated externally. On this document, there are links to all of our comparative study drives, our comparative study resources on our drive. So if you are needing to look at a particular area of concern, whether it is function and purpose or if it's formal and visual analysis, there are all of the in-thinking resources that you can use in that drive. In addition to that, there are also resources in our comparative study document that have links to other places of research if you needed to, look at a particular area of concern. In this checklist that's underneath this yellow heading, these are the main things you really need to take care of. This comparative study is a PDF, okay? So depending on whatever application you're using, you need to make sure that you save or export your final document to a PDF. And you notice you're going to need to make sure that the maximum file size is 50 megabytes. There are many ways to reduce that, and so I gave you a link of how to do that on using Preview. If you need help with that, let me know. You need to make sure that you're using still images only. Some of you have GIFs and videos and links and things like that. And those aren't to be included. So just make sure that any other types of things that you have on there are still images. All the work that is visual and or information that you are relying upon, research and visual references need to be referenced and cited. So all the images need to be cited directly. You can even use footnotes if you want to for other information that's in text, but I recommend, even if you make it really small, you make sure that every single image is cited. Work that is yours, you need to clarify and write down, this is my work. And there is a link for a guide on how to do that. This is really important, okay? Your works sorted, your works cited, or your sources page is a separate PDF. So that can be in a Word document, it can be in a slide. I've had questions about citations. As long as your formatting is consistent, so you can use Chicago Manual Style or MLA, it doesn't really matter as long as you're consistent. So don't use both, or don't use three, or don't change it up. Just be consistent with whatever formatting you're using. Make sure your name is not included on your slides. A lot of us have our name on the introduction page. Make sure to remove that before you save your PDF. Everything else should be pretty self-explanatory. You need to make sure that you're meeting the requirements of the slides and screens. Some of us have like heading screens. You need to kind of remove those and just put the heading in the actual screen. Those will be counted, and those normally the function is just a heading. So change that so you don't have one slide that just says function and purpose. You need to remove those and consolidate your screens in that way. the HL connections, I would use all 5 screens if I were you, to show the connection with your art practice and the works that you're comparing. These are the points per criteria. These are some kind of another guide summarizing the different sections that you're going to be working on or have worked on. Okay, so if you need any kind of guidance there, that's for you to use. All in all, though, once you submit these will be on file in my files that I will use before I send off to IB. So I need the final PDFs. Once you've submitted those, if you ever want to talk and get some more feedback on your work, you can make adjustments and resubmit new PDFs, but really that conversation only happens until I've seen that you have met all of the submission checklist requirements and I have all your information on file so that I could send your work off to IB should I need to. Okay, hope that works, hope that's helpful, and you are so close finish the comparative study, and then that way you can focus on the exhibition. All right, good luck.